Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video I'm looking at a pre-production test shot of X-Transbots Klaatu. I would imagine Klaatu was named after the extraterrestrial from the day the Earth stood still. I believe that's what they named themselves. Or maybe the rock group. There was a rock group called Klaatu as well. Anyway, this is the X-Transbots interpretation of a masterpiece Cosmos. And he looks rather good. Now this is a pre-production sample. It is in essence a work in progress. But as you can see, he does come with a very nice cow-catching stand. We have a nice spore that we can attach to him as well. I remember when these kind of grew as he was kind of hitting into Earth's orbit. These kind of grew all over him, didn't they? And I think it was Blaster. That helped get them off. We also get a nice big can of insecticide for the Insecticons. I can't wait for Toy Hacks or Labels to give us the full label to go on the canister, but I thought I'd be super kind already and bring in Spike. That is about spot on. It was a big huge canister. And last but not least, accessory wise, he does come with some additional light pipey eye pieces. Now as you can see, Cosmos is a identified flying object. We can just peg him onto this top section, and if we look here, this is a display stand and it's based on a crop circle, which I think is rather nifty. We can just remove this a piece. This is his flight stand. We can bring this section in, and there's a tab just on here, and there's this hole underneath. Just line that up, give it a push, and there we go. There we have him on his flight stand. And I mean, that's a fairly good height. I mean, he hovers around 5.5 inches. Now I do like this piece here. You can put like a cow or some sort of animal on this base section. You can then put another one on to this piece here, so it looks like it's kind of a tractor beam and it's beaming the animal up. Now there is a slight problem with this at the moment. I've noticed that this peg here is a fraction shorter than this peg. I have informed X-Transbots of the problem, and basically it's more difficult to peg in with it being smaller. This one pegs in to the bottom of the UFO rather easy. This one's a little bit more difficult. But that being said, this is a completely unnecessary accessory, but sometimes the unnecessary ones are the best. Taking a closer look at Cosmos himself, he looks and feels exceptionally nice. Really gorgeous color scheme and a very close resemblance to his animation counterpart. That's something that the likes of X-Transbots or Keith's Fantasy Club, something they do really well is to keep that animation accuracy, and they've certainly done that with Cosmos. Looking on the underside, it's very clean, very tidy, and we even have detailing some panels along here as well. You can kind of see from around here that these sections here are die cast. There's a fair bit of heft to him. There's some die cast on the top here as well. It's not necessary, but it's definitely welcome nonetheless. Without any of Cosmos's accessories, he weighs in at a very reasonable 284 grams. That's 10.01 ounces. Comparing that to the Toy World Cosmos, who is 161 grams, that's 5.67 ounces. Whilst we're in UFO mode, let's take a look at these spores. They're made of a very nice, durable rubber. They feel really good. And don't forget, these are pre-production test shots. I don't imagine they'll differ much to this, but we can just slide those on over some of those thrusters, and there they go. Oh, that is incredible They just look spot on, don't they? I do hope they sell some of these accessories separately as well, just so you can display them. I'm kind of torn. Do I display Cosmos in his bot mode or his alt mode? Because this is a really nice looking alt mode, isn't it? Great use of colour there. They do have the different tones of green, which again was pretty true to the cartoon, but again I believe the toy was similar, wasn't it? To give you an idea of scale, here he is alongside MP10U. That's fairly substantial, but he literally towers over the Toy World interpretation. I mean, he is more or less twice the size. Now, to get young Cosmos transformed up into his robot mode, the first port of action is just wiggle and untab these arm sections. Grab this top piece and this piece here and just wiggle it down. And this is going to extend down, and these will form the knees and the feet. Untab this section from the back here and untab from the lower. Fold this flap up and bring the leg round to the front. This flap is going to bend backwards, and then we can bring it round, and as we bring it round past this piece, we can then bend that hinge and close this off, bring the leg down, slide this tab across, bring the foot up, and then bring this in, tabbing in, filling off the feet. Push this piece in to finish off the kneecaps. Separate the arms. This piece lifts upwards, folds downwards, and goes back inside this crevice. We can then rock this hinge upwards, and that's now going to tab in to that gap we've just formed. Bend the elbow, lift this tab upwards, rotate this down, and once you rotate the hands around, back inwards, and then close and seal the tab off, and just rotate the hands around. Just pull the shoulder joint just off slightly so we can bring this piece backwards, plug that shoulder joint back in, and then pushing up from underneath, you want to slide this joint upwards and just lift it up. Bring this tab section down and just tilt it back slightly. That's enough for it now to clear this lip, and then push that piece inwards. That now covers up the mid section, and then we can flip the Cosmos back section down and upwards to the back like so. Bring the shoulders down. Although mine came transformed with the white section on the outer side, I believe that's just meant to be for robot mode. You can actually just switch it out by bringing the toe down, giving it a rotation, and bring that up like so. I believe for alt mode, I haven't got access to a computer at the moment, but I believe it's meant to be this colour. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments section below. Is it white toes for bot mode, or is it white for the front of the ship? Pull down the tab at the front, and just with the screwdriver they've supplied, it's got no nails, just push the button, and there we go. There is the super fast head reveal that scared the living daylights out of me. And there we go, there we have him fully transformed up into his robot mode. Now forgive me if the transformation was not completely as per the instructions. I don't get instruction manuals for these, so I kind of work it out as I go. I think I got it right, but he looks fantastic. That has got that really kind of bulky high trouser look that Cosmos had in the cartoons. I love what they've done with him. They've done a remarkable job. Now don't get me wrong, I do like the Toy World version of him. It's good, but there was something that just wasn't quite right with it, and X-Transbots have nailed it. And again, it's not until you get these two together that you realise just how much better the X-Transbot does it. They've kind of nailed that G1 aesthetic yet again. Now taking a look at the head sculpt, it's nice, plain and simple, but it does exactly what it needs to do. At the moment we've got those reflective blue eyes in there. Now of course we can put the translucent eyes in there and have light piping at this back piece. To do that you just want to remove the screw with the screwdriver that comes included. I do like that X-Transbot include everything that you need to make the toy work. Pull the front face panel. It's going to apply a little bit of pressure to the front of the eyes and pull them outwards. We can then just bring in those lovely translucent eyes. He says push, 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 push. There, that's all the way in. And then we can bring the face mask in and just line that up like so. And then bring the top of the helmet in like that. And then we just need to get the screw. And there we have the new kind of tinty glow eyes. The magic that's brought to us by light piping. The only downside to these is if we don't have the light directly behind the eyes, he does have that kind of dead eye thing going on. I personally prefer these metallic ones. That's just a personal preference. We've got some nice detailing on the front panel here. We can flip these down on both sides. Got some nice circuitry in there. Isn't this the circuitry section that we see when Astro Train kind of shoots down Cosmos and he crashes on that planet? And he kind of puts in a shrine as a sky god. I believe that's kind of what that's a nice little reference to. And of course, just bringing down this section, that's where we have the trigger, which launches the head. Now it's incredibly stiff. Not sure if this is going to be changed for retail, but God, there's so much power behind that. God. Oh, that's kind of scary. Now, articulation wise, the head can look upwards and downward. Not a great range there, but enough nonetheless. We can go left and right. We do have some quizzical tilting. The shoulders are on a friction joint. We go round. We can come up to the side. We get not one, but two bends on the elbow. The hands can rotate quite freely. And we do have pinned fingers. All of the fingers are joined together. We don't have the traditional X-Transbot or KFC style hands. And that's not necessarily a bad thing when we're talking about a figure this size. We do have an upper bicep rotation there. Coming down to the waist, we have a nice little soft ratchet there on the waist. We do not have any abdominal crunch. We have front skirts, which allow for the legs to come this far forwards, this far back on a lovely ratchet. Out to the side on a friction joint, we get upper thigh rotation. Nice little double jointed bend at the knee. The shins do kind of get in the way somewhat to get full range of that double joint. You've got this back kibble section here which kind of gets in the way a little bit, but we can move this section forward on the knee, and the lower part of the knee is actually on a ratchet joint. The upper part is on a friction joint, but the lower part is on a very nice ratchet. We have really nice ratchets on the ankles, and that's forwards and backwards motion on a nice soft ratchet as well. So not only do we get forward and back, we also get rather nice tilt, and you can use them together as well to get some really dynamic posing. This is kind of the most dynamic Cosmos has ever been. He's more used to crashing than he is to posing. I absolutely adore the way he can hold on to that Insecticon repellent as well. There's a small groove cut into the back section there, so the thumb can just slide in. It slides in, and then the rest of the hand can just grip it, and that looks perfect, doesn't it? And here he is alongside some Season 2 and some Season 3 characters, just to give you an idea of how he scales. I feel that they've got the scale pretty spot on. He's a good Voyager size figure, to say the least. Standing around 6 inches from head to toe, that's around 15 centimeters. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. X-Transbots have delivered a very clean, very tidy, very G1 accurate interpretation of Cosmos. I love the fact that they've included some of this intricate detailing, something that's completely unnecessary. I love how tidy the back kibble section is. Even compared with the Toy World one, it's pretty much a similar sort of view, and considering they're hiding that much more bot away in there, I think they've done a very remarkable job. I do love these little nods that they include with all of their figures. I think we could probably still attach this in his robot mode if we just slide. This slides in like that. So there we go, we can still have it attached to his back, which is growing out of his back, and he doesn't know. Yes, this figure is highly recommended. I feel that if you have the Toy World version, you should probably sell it and buy this one. It is that much better. I really like it, and it is a pre-production sample, so as good as this is, the final product may well be even better. I hope you've all found this video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share and subscribe, and until next time, from myself and Cosmos, thanks for watching. Goodbye.